Yeah, let's go. Oh, this is nice. Hello, guys. Welcome back to the GLHF podcast. Today we'll be reviewing the new hype around the game, High on Life. Me personally, I spent the last 2 weeks of my life playing this game non-stop, so I thought we'd bring it to the channel and talk about it for a few minutes. Yeah, so what you played it? I know a couple of you played it, didn't you?
I played it, yeah. I played a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I've not got around to it yet.
You've not?
I'm gutted.
You need to. It's
I've been hearing amazing things, but it's just what you know how life can be, especially around dinner time. You just want to get into a game, and I've struggled. I've not had a chance.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, it was newly came to the Game Pass, so that made it more accessible for a lot of people, especially myself. So, like you said about it being like not getting around to it, it made it a lot more accessible for me.
Yeah.
Obviously, others. So, with the hype being what it was, especially being a big Rick and Morty fan, much like his T-shirt today, I thought it was something I had to jump into like straight away. So, for anyone who doesn't know, Justin Roiland was a big part of it, and he did the a lot of the voices and everything for it. The main gun you start with, Kenny, is voiced by Justin Roiland, and it's brilliant. And the only thing I can say about this game is it's got perfect balances in every aspect. It's a perfect balance of like an RPG in the sense of you get the upgrades and you've got your open world aspects and all that kind of thing, but it's not too long and long-winded. You've got one goal, you know what the goal is straight off the bat, kind of thing.
Okay.
So for me, it was a nice break from games I've played recently, which are very, for me, especially being in my scenario, being a dad and not having much time. For me, the game was refreshing because you could load it up, you could play 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever, and you could just have a really good time playing it and just have fun, real fun playing it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, in a nutshell, it really reminded me, weirdly enough, of the Ratchet and Clank games. So, do you remember Ratchet and Clank? You could go back to different places and you can get weapons from different places or upgrades. You can grind a little bit for upgrades, that kind of stuff. But it was still really linear. You knew exactly where to go. You had one goal. You had one new place to go, and that's how this game is.
Okay. Yeah. So like, it's very linear. You've got like one set path that you put on. There's not too many side quests or side adventures to go about and distract. Like, it's not like a Skyrim of the world, as it were.
No, not at all.
I always think of those games as like, when you drop something on ice and you see the spider web of cracks. And everything they all connect, but they've got so many different paths you can go. It's not quite like that. I'm imagining it's very.
No, it's very collectible. You know, you can go in and you can go into somewhere and go, I'm gonna find all of the chests within that area, just because you want to.
Right. So there's like an exploration collection attribute to it.
Yeah, because there's like cards or like magazine covers, like kind of things that you collect as well during the game, which again adds another aspect. Because I mean, the game isn't too long. So I know you mentioned that you've played it for what, 2 hours?
Played for a couple hours now. Yeah. No, it's when I went in thinking. Weirdly enough, I was thinking, because I love Rick and Morty, it's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
But then I went in thinking, is this just going to be the same Rick and Morty jokes?
No.
The same kind of Rick and Morty. And weirdly enough, it's like, it was. But I was happy with it. I enjoyed it. It was like, you know what, I went in thinking I don't want that. And then when it all was kicking off, the same kind of humour, the same stupid voices, the same kind of awkward. Because Kenny's like really awkward, isn't he?
Really awkward, yeah.
So it's like, I just like, fucking this is hilarious.
He's Morty in a gun.
Yeah,
literally is. And I was a bit the same. I was pretty much the same as you. I'm hoping that they're not just recycling the same like content. Humor. Yeah. But if you look at it from the same studio kind of thing, or the same people, you know what I mean, who are co-creating it and creating it, you do actually want it to be like that, because the same humor, the same delivery, like the same everything. It's all there. So. But it's literally that put into a game that you can play and enjoy.
Yeah, because it's still got the I believe the voice acting still got that improv that especially like Morty has. You know when he stutters.
Yeah.
I believe it's got a lot of that in it. I'm at the same thing. One of the things that stopped me like jumping on it at launch, which obviously with Game Pass you absolutely could do, was I was like, is this going to be fan service? Is this going to be just Rick and like, you know, more of the same but in a different genre? Is it going to feel like, you know, basically I was really worried that it was going to be a case of you're playing a Rick and Morty episode rather than watching one.
Yeah.
I was really worried that certain bits were going to become really obnoxious, especially like the talking guns and stuff. And actually, it seems to have been done really, really well. I'm quite impressed. And the bits that I've seen on, you know, other media platforms, I'm genuinely pretty impressed. It is that same humor, but the way that they seem to have delivered it is somehow fresh. It's like familiar, but not annoyingly so.
Yeah, exactly, and obviously you can see this is from our Twitch account. I played probably around the first hour and a half of High on Life, which you can catch on our Twitch. You can see that you know it's got its boss battles, it's got its combat that you know you'd really enjoy. The biggest thing for me is when I went into it was because there was such a huge amount of hype behind it. I thought, because of what's been going on recently with games and flopping with games, and you know anyone that's just kind of brought a game, rushed a game out or whatever, I thought it was just going to be another one of them games. Like you said, it's I don't want it. I was hoping that it wasn't going to be a flop because you know it was one of them. The trailer was brilliant. Like everything was looked like it was too good to be true.
Yeah,
but they've done it justice.
Did you really have to?
I teabagged them as well. I thought you had an achievement, not going to lie.
I know, me too. Yeah, I mean, that's it. You don't know what to expect from this game, though, as well. You know, so I mean, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who's brand new to the game. So if you're watching this as a review, you want to you're probably watching to make sure you get in the right out of the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me personally, you just got to go into this as blind as you can and just expect the unexpected in the game. And I'm glad I went into it kind of at the start of its hype because now I'm watching things unfold with other people finding stuff. If I could go back and like kind of start it again, which you can, there is a lot I think I missed with exploration.
Right.
There's quite a lot of exploration because there's a big part of it is warping to different places. Because you can buy warp crystal, but you buy them, you collect them from defeating enemies that are in warp gates and where warp ships. Are you looking at this BDSM woman ant thing?
I'm more wondering why. Did you kill them?
Both of them, yeah.
Oh, you killed them?
I killed that one hung up. Yeah, why? Did you not have to kill
them alone?
Aren't they the person you're supposed to save?
Yeah. And then I ended up killing her anyway.
What twisted morality is
that? I don't think your mission was to save, just to kill the other one.
Yeah, it was to kill the first one that you ended up dying that I teabagged, but she came down hung there. But I shot her by accident, thinking, because I do this throughout the game, shooting random stuff like people, and then the guns are like, can you stop? I'm not going to shoot this person. And they do it again. It does it a lot where if you do something that the gun don't want to do, it'll tell you it don't want to do it. Funny. And so you just.
I like that.
It's good, man.
Yeah, that opens up a lot of options for kind of. What am I trying to say? Like mischief. It's like the gun don't want you to do it, and you're like, no, but you're gonna.
It will stop you doing it. Like
actually.
You won't let you do it if the gun don't want to do it because that's going to shoot in it. You know?
Oh, I like it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So the whole thing about this game is that it's just the ease of having so much fun. It's so easy to play. Is what I'm trying to think. Like going back to like the kind of the older PlayStation 3, 4 games that were like just linear. You know exactly what to do. Go in, you get your starting gun, but you gradually, you end up getting your way. You beef up eventually. But it's so linear and it's so. It's so slowly it escalates so slowly you almost don't feel like you upgrade, but you end up getting there eventually. It's brilliant because it does make you kind of work for it. You upgrade your health, you upgrade you know.
I like the way it works with like the shops and stuff.
Yeah,
it just feels really nice, doesn't it?
It does, and like it gets to a point because the game is so short. You do think about what is more fun that you want to upgrade, and you know there is some guns that you'll probably end up playing that you'll enjoy using more than knife.
Yeah.
So I used Kenny quite a bit because I just liked the fact that he was a simple shoot. And that was kind of it. In, you know, instead of, I won't ruin it, but any of the other guns you run into, there are probably a little bit more that have got a little bit more to them.
Yeah, like a charge weapon and things like that.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Different personalities. Yeah, because I'm guessing they're called Gatlians, aren't they?
The Gatlians, yeah.
They've all got their own personality, I'm guessing. Yeah. So
they've all got personalities. Like, you know, they all chat to you, and you know they all have their own personalities. They all have their own humour.
Yeah,
you know,
I love Knifey.
Knifey's one of the best characters.
I've seen stuff about him. That guy he's
crazy.
Sounds manic.
He's mental, bro. He is off his fucking head. But it's the perfect. It's a knife. It's a perfect character for it. You know what I mean? And they've nailed every bit of the game. Genuinely, as well. What I like is that the areas aren't massive. The areas aren't huge because you do go back to the areas like once or twice, but that means you're not going to spend ages in them. You know, even in Blim City where you start off, you know, you've got a certain aspect of exploration. Like you can go around and get all the boxes that are there and stuff, but you won't sit there forever, like just doing kind of useless homebound stuff.
I get you.
You'll be there as like a hub to go to the pawn shop, buy your upgrades, and probably where you spend most of your time or do it, you know, and that's it. Like you can see there that I'm trying to get into somewhere there because I'm thinking, I mean, the old gamer came out at me and thought, I want to have a look, see what, because there's obviously a thing there. I want to see what's there, but I couldn't find what was there. But going back to it now, looking at it, there's something you get in the game which I know I can use now. To get somewhere there.
I like that progression because obviously, I guess you can't connect to like the wasps and stuff without the knife.
You need the knife first,
effect.
But then there's actually two things looking at it where there's something on the wall where you can attach to, and then you can get up onto the roof somehow. But there with but because you're coming back to Blim City that often, you'll eventually find
places with the new stuff. Bit of a Metroidvania kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Which
not too heavily focused.
Yeah. Who's ringing me? But the actual linear type of this game was for me what grabbed me the most because I liked a simple game. It was just kind of, you know, like God of War.
Like
anything.
Go in and just do the thing.
Yeah, but then again, it doesn't take me away from like the other really complex RPGs that you play.
Yeah.
But this is one of those nights. I guess if you were wanting a break from playing, you know, your massive RPGs of the world, this would be a great game.
Perfect game.
Sink 8 hours in, 10 hours in to try and get all the achievements, what have you, and move on.
Well, I think it's a perfect, because obviously, you know, we all live busy lives. Everyone does. Yeah. This is a game for people that are working a 9 to 5, shit to do when they get home, and they want to just spend an hour. In a week, if you spent an hour and a half a night, you could probably finish it.
100%. Like, that's it. Whereas you play some games nowadays that are incredibly long. And you know that you can't sink 2 hours into it a night and expect to really get anywhere. Whereas this, you every time you log on, you do feel like you're getting somewhere. Which is which for me, from the time of me playing it, especially because it's near Christmas, during the time this video is, it's been so busy. I've managed to complete it over Christmas because I've spent 2 hours here or 3 hours there when I get it. You know. So, you know, what does a gamer do when his baby sleeps? He plays games. So
absolutely. Very long.
Exactly. So it's perfect for me.
It's definitely an example of, I think, it's just quality over quantity.
Absolutely.
Because you get so many games out there that are like, it'll take you 120 hours to beat this game, and they use it as like a metric of this makes our game good. It's like, that's bullshit. You just copy pasted 1,000 quests of a similar variety to bloat it out a bit. It's like, this is definitely just a condensed, fun, stupid experience for fans of Rick and Morty, or even if you've never seen it before. You want a laugh.
That's what I mean. You don't have to be a fan. You don't have to have ever seen anything to do with Rick and Morty before.
Of course not.
Like I said, like this game is like it's a log on, have have genuine fun, and it doesn't recycle any quests like this. Other obviously you take out bounties, you're a bounty hunter. You know, on Pirate Life you are a bounty hunter. You know, because he can't do it because he's got no legs. You're doing it for him essentially, right? So that's your whole thing is going through the bounties, taking out G3 bounties, and then eventually you get to end boss. You know?
Yeah.
So
There's an end boss. Spoilers.
Not a very hard end boss.
Isn't it?
Yeah. That if I was gonna say anything, make the bosses harder.
Yeah.
I mean, there is difficulties, obviously, with anything, but I think I would like the bosses to have been longer. Yeah.
See, this is something I did want to touch on because obviously, I mean, actually, I've seen pictures of that poster, and first of all, that's fantastic.
It's fucking brilliant.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Have you? Is that who I think it is?
It is Paul Walker. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But there's old films in this though, obviously.
Oh yeah, but that's brutal.
Which you can sit and watch the full films.
Oh, I believe so.
I sat and watched the first 20 minutes of that.
Yeah.
So. And then I was like, I've got a game to play.
This, yeah. But there's people you get. This is I haven't, but you can sit and I think there's about 4, and I might be wrong. Comment if I am, but there's about 4 films that you can fully sit through the full things and watch them. That being one of them, because I sat there and I was like, right, okay, and I just sat and stood and watched it. But
I got on the couch. I sat down.
Don't blame you. You can sit next to him and watch him.
It was funny.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like, even though I didn't sit down and watch them films, like that just adds a whole different.
Wait, something that's never been done.
I've never sat down in a game and watched a film.
No.
You know.
That's just something with it though, being more like Rick and Morty. This game is so meta.
Yeah.
And it keeps referring to itself as a video game. Like, I love that classic trope. It's funny.
What's funny is the fact that they're all human films though. They're all
yeah.
Further in, I don't know because they're in a human house, but you could be watching an interdimensional cable.
Yeah. Could be.
Who knows? Because it's on an English satellite. An Earth satellite. Who knows?
But like, I was amazed because obviously this is, to my knowledge, Justin Roiland's first game. He might have done voiceovers on other games or voice acting for other projects, but the studio Squanch Gaming Studio or something like that, and this is his game essentially.
You can't take it away from him.
No. And I'm really impressed that it's as good as it is. Like, I was expecting... I mean, all right, I wasn't expecting, like, some kid's college work, you know what I mean? Game development. But I was not expecting something so well put together.
That's exactly what I was saying. Is I thought the hype behind it was going to be... it's everything to do with Rick and Morty, or it's everything to do with what Squanch Games are kind of bringing to it. And it had the best trailer ever. And then it comes out, and then it's nothing like the trailer. It's got nothing there. But it shocked me with how good it really was, and how focused they were on gameplay. Like how they really did think the gun battles out and the guns and everything along those lines. They really thought about that. So it made me appreciate what was actually really made. It made me appreciate the humor more actually. Because not just focused on making people laugh and it being crap. It was genuine gameplay. It was sometimes pretty hard. I died a good few times. Because you get bundled by a lot of characters, or by a lot of enemies, and it's just it can be tough. So I appreciated it a lot.
And that's what, that's what I'm incredibly impressed with from everything I've seen. They've put a lot of care into it. That's what you can tell. This has not just been a quick money grab idea. This has actually been, he's turned around and gone, I want people who are good at making games. Like, I need people on my team that will not only just make my idea come true, but they will nail it. So I need physics, and I need artists, and I need people to help me write the story. And it seems to have really come together.
Oh, it shines for sure.
Which is, in my opinion, rare. Especially, there's always that conversation of, when you've got films turning into games and games turning into films, and when those two medias cross, one of them suffers.
It's like turning books into films, like a similar thing.
And although this isn't directly Rick and Morty, the game, it is very much that world. You can feel like it's part of that world.
Oh, it definitely feels like it's part of the universe.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But they've smashed it.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to play it personally. For everything I've seen, I can't wait to, give it the 10, 12 hours. One of my question really is, once you've put in your 10, 12, 14 hours, whenever you've, played through it, you've done the kind of side questy bits, you've done your different options with replayability. Is it a game that once you've uninstalled, you'll reinstall?
In my opinion, no. I probably wouldn't. Only because, you know what? It's not like... The only way I ever would is, or anyone would, I would think, is if they went and got other upgrades, or if they wanted to 100% it, or whatever. But I don't think I would be able to go back to it in a couple of years and say, okay, maybe I'll play High on Life through again. Because... people said about different endings and stuff, but I don't see how there would be. You kind of played through it, you got to the end boss, and then the ending. But I just got straight capture. I just got straight credits.
Right. Okay.
I didn't wait for the credits. Maybe that was my problem. But but at the same time, that was for me. The replayability. I don't think it's got too much. Of one, if I'm honest.
Yeah, okay.
But some completionists could well do that. Because you can go and continue the game after you finished it and just go straight back into the open world and then go and do the rest.
Oh, yeah, get your collectibles and things like that. Yeah. Fair, because I know that obviously there are some games that we've spoken about quite a few times on the main podcast where there are games where we will go back and play them a couple of years later. Yeah. And I'm just wondering if this carries that feeling. Has it got that gravitas to it, or is it just a very well made hit it and quit it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. If it had DLC, then I would absolutely be buying it straight away. Absolutely, yeah. If it all of a sudden brought out new places to probably go, then yeah. But then again, the completionist behind it. That I was saying about the warp crystals that you get. From like these warp gates that the G3 warp into, and you get the warp crystal that they used to get to you collect them, and you can go to a vendor and then pay these warp crystals to go to places. And I bought some of them, the warp gates or the warp chips or whatever, to go to them places, but I never did. So I don't know what's there. So I just kind of just did the story and left it there as that. But I couldn't continue the game and then go back to them. Like, there was a skate park one that I bought and just didn't go. So I could be missing out on like a big part of content.
Could be the best part of the game.
The best part of the game, the most fun, and I didn't even go. Like, there could have been full side quest areas where there was like another load of quest line I didn't even go for. So potentially in the future, if I for say learned that was the case, then yeah, probably. But if I left it as it is now, then no, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Cool. I was gonna ask you a question about that, but you've answered it already.
Oh, what?
Because I've only played it for a couple of hours. Obviously, I was thinking like, will this humour get boring? And I was obviously thinking as well, I know it's about an average 10, 12-hour game.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good length for it, because you don't want that, if you try and squash that into 100 hours, that's when you start recycling jokes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I knew it wasn't going to like overstay its welcome.
Yeah.
But you'd say that I've only done like the first 2 hours or something. You'd say it stays fresh for the remainder of the game. It stays
definitely.
Fresh
I think having the new guns helps with refreshing it as well, because listening to Kenny forever couldn't be long. Like they recently changed and patched it because so you can change how often he talks. Because people were getting their hair off with it, which is fair because he chats utter shit all the time, like everything you do, which I never changed it because I didn't want to change it from the game. I kind of thought, well, that's what I'm playing it for. But having the new guns and the new dialogue and their jokes and their all of them have something different to say. So that keeps it fresh, and all of them have like outlooks on what's going on at the moment, and who we're going for next, and that kind of thing, and their own experiences, which I thought was nice and refreshing.
No, that's good.
Yeah. So that the humour getting boring thing, I don't think you will get bored of it. The only thing I'd say is just get on it and play it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to finishing it.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. So, in short, I will highly recommend this game to absolutely anyone, especially with it being on Game Pass. Go ahead, go and play this game. Go for it.
Yeah, don't forget, if you guys want to see us play these new releases, go and give us a follow on Twitch. We will be live streaming it there, then reviewing it over here on YouTube. So please do subscribe on here too. Hit the bell icon so you can stay notified. Thank you very much.
And as always, guys, remember, good luck and have fun. See you next time.
See you later, everyone.
Bye.